Kings. And here with the first period, Kings and the Canucks, Bob Miller.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. As the puck is taken up to center ice and off the stick of Tiger Williams into the Vancouver zone, chased in by Dave Richter. Richter's pass along the boards, broken up by Bernie Nichols. Nichols in the slot, his pass broken up by the Canucks, and Strico starts back out to center ice. He gives it to Barry Peterson. Peterson sends it across the line, intercepted by the Kings' Grant Ledyard. To head to center now to Jim Fox. Fox gives it on the right side to Nichols. Vancouver zone. He shoots, and it's wide to the left side. Rebound to Wells. Wells shot, tipped, and a save made by Brodeur. Fox tried to get his stick on it. Puck is cleared by Vancouver all the way back to the King line, and Jay Wells chases it down. Game just underway here at the Fabulous Forum. Bob Miller along with Nick Nixon. Here is Grant Ledyard in the Kings zone. Kings moving right to left as you join us on radio and TV. Ahead to Fox. Fox across the line. Vancouver zone. Poke checked away, but held in by Duchesne. By Dion, I'm sorry. He throws it down the left side to Robitaille, and a penalty against the Vancouver Canucks as Robitaille got pulled down. And we'll have a King power play coming up. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
Period. And he gets the penalty for grabbing Luc Robitaille from behind and dumps him to the ice right in front of the referee, as you can see on our simulcast. So the Kings go on the power play, and the power play ranks third, 26.7% penalty killing. The Canucks are 20th at 72.3, and the Kings have 10 power play goals against Vancouver in 4 games this year.
And Jay Wells now, the left point, Vancouver zone. He feeds it to Robitaille, back to the right point. Shot from there is wide, rebound, and Robitaille fanned on it. Robitaille had a good chance after Ledyard's shot came off the boards, and he fanned on it with an open side of the net, and now the Canucks clear it all the way down to the King zone as Barry Peterson sends it behind the King net.
Well, the shot from the right point just missed the far post and caromed quickly off the back dasher boards, but it was bouncing and bounced right over the stick of Robitaille.
Now Ledyard down the left side into the Vancouver zone. He goes in deep. He's behind the net. Puck comes around toward the left point, taken by Brent Peterson this time, and he clears it down into the King zone. Kings have 1:20 left to go in the power play. Game just underway here at the Fabulous Forum. No score in the game. Kings starting back out. Here's Dion giving it to Nichols. Now to center ice to Butsy Erickson. He bumped into Robitaille. They collide, and the Canucks clear it back into the King zone again. Back behind the net, Steve Duchesne. Starting out of the King zone, up on the left side. He gives it to Jimmy Carson. Carson bumped at the blue line. The puck stays out at center. Here's Dave Taylor with it. He gives it to Duchesne. Duchesne back at the King line. His pass to center, taken now by Lukowicz. Lukowicz across the line. Vancouver zone. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor, right wing board. Sends it back to the right point to Nichols. 43 seconds to go in the power play. Back to Taylor. Taylor into Carson. Carson right side. His pass. He got it back again. It was deflected by Lidster. Back to the right point to Nichols. Left point to Duchesne. Duchesne, his pass tipped right back to him. He gives it back to Nichols. Nichols in the middle to Taylor, to Carson, to Taylor. Tipped away, and Smeal clears it to center.
Well, the Kings have had the power play for 1:40, and they have not gotten it set up in the attacking zone. They're not handling the puck well at all.
Now a long pass into the Vancouver zone, and the Kings get called for icing. And with 13 seconds to go in the power play, the face-off back in the King zone to the right of goaltender Rollie Melanson.
Well, Morris Lukowicz out there for some power play activity, and Luke already has surpassed last season's point total. 25 points in 38 games in 85-86, 26 points thus far this season. And Morris Lukowicz on the power play has picked up 4 goals this year.
We've got Stoney Richards and a group from KLAC Radio here tonight. Nice to have them with us. The game being broadcast on KLAC tonight, as well as on the Prime Ticket Television Network. Off the face-off of the King zone from the left point. It's sent toward the net by Robin Bartel of Vancouver, but tipped away, and the Kings have it. Mark Hardy behind his own net. He comes up around the left side, now sends it over to Craig Redmond. Redmond ahead to Sykes. Sykes across the line, tipped away. Here's Redmond just up from New Haven. The power play is over. Redmond sends it behind the net to Bob Bourne. Vancouver zone. Bourne into the right wing corner. Still within the Vancouver zone. Bourne is checked there, and the Canucks clear it to center. Chased to the King line by Hardy. Hardy backhands it out to center ice, tipped away by Robin Bartel, and his pass knocked away by Sean McKenna. Taken by the Canucks again at their own blue line, though. Tandy gives it to Michel Petit. Petit sends it all the way down into the King zone. Craig Redmond back to get it. He had knee surgery and missed 25 games. Went down to New Haven to get back in shape, and he's back for his first game here tonight. Puck comes down into the Vancouver zone, and behind the net, a check on Lidster by McKenna. McKenna took the puck away. Lidster gets up though, then lost it. Kings still have it. Here's Bourne, left wing side to the blue line, left point to Wells. Wells trying to give it to Bourne. He didn't get it. It's taken by Richter. Dave Richter for Vancouver sends it over to Lidster. Boy, Lidster took a hard check into the boards, but he got up and played the puck. Puck is in the Kings zone, taken by Ledyard. No score first period. 15:52 to go in the period. Here's a pass to Fox. His backhander is wide to the right side as Nichols gave it to Fox, and Jimmy fired from the left circle and shot it wide. Now from center ice, Rich Sutter with a drive that almost fooled Melanson, but he made the save on it. Shot was from center ice. Nichols with it now, almost lost it to the right of the King net. Kings starting out of their own zone, and here's a penalty to Wells behind the play. Jay Wells dragged down Dan Hodgson. Interference to call. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
Wells taking the penalty right in front of his own goaltender. Hodgson, 23 of the Canucks, is chasing, and Wells gets his stick down, and looked like a pretty good dive for me. Jay certainly didn't interfere in the true sense of the way the penalty is supposed to read. He just got the stick down, and basically it was stick on stick, and Hodgson fell down. But the Canucks go on the power play, 5th best in the NHL.
And to the right point, King zone. Here's Doug Lidster. Lidster down along the right wing boards, feeds it back to the blue line. It's held in right on the line by Tambellini to Lidster to Peterson. Pass in front, and a save by Melanson on Peter Skriko, who just tried to shovel it into the net. And Melanson, throwing his body back to the right, made the save, and he covers up.
Well, the Kings were a bit too over-aggressive. They had 3 players come out near the near point, Bourne and Duchesne, and they got caught down low, and then they just centered, the Canucks did, to Skriko, and he had to fish it out of his skates, and it almost looked from up here like he kicked at the puck. I don't know if he got a stick on it, but it was centered from the base of the right circle by Barry Peterson. Skriko has it go off his skate, and I don't think he ever got his stick on it, so it would have been interesting had the puck gone in, but Melanson was able to cover up.
Barry Peterson on the draw. Canucks with it. Lidster, right point. He's got time. He shoots, and a stick save made by Melanson. Puck comes against the right wing boards. Canucks on the power play, but they lose it there, and Bob Bourne clears it down into the Vancouver zone.
You mentioned the Kings have 10 power play goals against Vancouver this year. Vancouver in the 4 games has 12.
Now the Canucks moving left to right, come to center. Here's Doug Lidster. Lidster drives it in. It's knocked out of the air with a stick by Steve Duchesne. Duchesne for the Kings gives it to Phil Sykes. Here's Sykes passing out to center ice, out of the reach of Bob Bourne. He comes off the ice. Taylor and McKenna come on. Puck is tipped by Sykes at center ice. Chased down by Taylor, but Tambellini gets back to beat him to it for Vancouver. Now Lidster to center. 1 minute, 4 seconds left to go on the power play. Barry Peterson lost it. Duchesne ahead now to Taylor. Taylor up to center ice for the Kings. Taylor to the Vancouver line. Doesn't take it in. Comes back to center. Kills time on the clock. Gives it to Redmond. Peter Dineen, the King rookie defenseman, was sent down to New Haven as Redmond was called up. And Redmond fires it all the way back behind the Vancouver net.
Well, in New Haven, he appeared in 5 games. Redmond did, scoring 2 goals and assisting on 2 others.
Now the Canucks with it. Down the left side, Jim Benning, obtained this year from Toronto. He sends it to Dan Hodgson, who also came to the Canucks from Toronto, but the Kings take it away. Can't clear it. Held in by Petit at the blue line. Over to Benning. Benning sends it down the left side on the power play. 24 seconds to go. Benning shooting wide to the right side. Rebound against the boards of the right point. Petit with it. He sends it down to Patrick Sundstrom, just back after a rotator cuff injury. Up the middle now to Petit, and he fanned on his shot. Loose puck. Got through about 3 players, and Redmond will try to clear it. He can't. Canucks hold it in, but now it's poked out the center by Dave Taylor. Sundstrom leads the Canucks in power play goals with 8, but as we said, he's been out with a rotator cuff injury. Now he's back in action, and Jay Wells out of the penalty box. Kings are back at full strength. No score first period. Pass to Bucksy Erickson down the left side. Erickson with it. Vancouver zone. Up the middle to the blue line to Duchesne. His shot blocked on the way in by Sundstrom. Duchesne with it again. Down the left side. He's bumped by Sundstrom in the corner. Sundstrom falls down on top of the puck with 13:10 to go in the first period. No score, and this game is coming to you live from the fabulous Forum.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Miller High Life. Purity you can see, quality you can taste. Miller made the American way since 1885. And by Discount Tire Centers, now leading the way with 52 locations in Southern California. Discount Tire Centers, we cut prices, not quality.
So we have 13:10 left to go here in the first period with no score, and the teams are at full strength. Puck comes out across the blue line of Vancouver to center ice. Tipped away by Butsy Erickson, but picked up now by Rich Sutter. His shot from the right wing, and it's wide to the left side. Rebound off the boards, going to be taken by Butsy Erickson for the Kings. Ahead to Dion. Now over the left side to Duchesne. Duchesne to the Vancouver line. Poke checked away, taken by Robitaille. Back to Duchesne. Tipped away from him and out to center. Taken by the Kings' Dean Kennedy. Ahead to Dion. Dion flipped it back to center. And now it's driven into the Vancouver zone by Kennedy. Taken away by the Canucks. We have 12:30 left to go in the first period. No score. Pass off the boards out of the reach of Mark Crawford of Vancouver in the King zone. Tipped away to Robitaille. Ahead to center now. Here's Taylor. Taylor down the right side. Drops it for Dion. He shoots. Deflected just wide. Rebound off the boards. Taylor bumped into the goaltender Brodeur. Puck is held in at the blue line by Wells. Robitaille goes for it. He's bumped by Smeal. Puck comes out to center, taken by Luc Robitaille. Here's Luc across the line. Nice move. Left wing. Robitaille. His pass right through the slot. He tried to hit Taylor. Taylor couldn't get to it. Held in by Ledyard to Taylor. Taylor ridden out of the play by Benning. Puck taken by the Canucks now, but Wells pinches in to try and hold it in. He can't do it. Canucks come to center. At the red line is backhanded by Mark Crawford into the King zone. And now picked up behind the King net by Grant Ledyard. Up to center ice now on the right wing, Jimmy Carson, Vancouver zone. Carson moving in around Petit, but as he centered it, Petit took him behind the net, and Stan Smeal intercepted for Vancouver. Ahead to Strico. Poke checked away at center by Ledyard. Ledyard with Carson, Vancouver zone. Ledyard down the right side trying to get around Big Dave Richter. Behind the net they go. Ledyard still battling for it. Loose puck comes over to Carson. He rolled it in front, and Lukovic couldn't get to it, just tipped away. Picked up now in the corner of the Canucks zone by Carson. Behind the net to Jim Fox. He gets knocked down. No penalty. Puck taken now by the Kings' Ledyard at the blue line. Backhander save made by Brodeur. He sweeps the puck into the corner. We have 11:05 to go in the first period. No score. Canucks come back to center ice in a wide open game. Not much grabbing and holding tonight. Here's Barry Peterson with a shot, but an offside called against Vancouver. No score here in the first period. We'll be right back.
6-7 years ago, with the Winnipeg Jets, turned around that club when they were an expansion team after a couple of years in the NHL, and was coach of the year, but then got let go about a year and a half later. Tom Watt in his second year behind the bench for Vancouver.
Now the Kings' Luc Robitaille to the Vancouver line, trying to get around Garth Butcher into the right wing corner. Butcher checks Robitaille in to the right wing corner. Robitaille still battling, got help from Butsy Erickson, but the Canucks dig it out. No score. First period. Canucks to center ice. Puck driven by Robin Bartel into the King zone to Dave Bruce. Bruce on the right side to Sundstrom. Sundstrom bumped by Hardy. Puck is still in the King zone. Hardy bumps Sundstrom again. They battle against the right wing boards. Kings dig it out. Here's Robitaille. Ahead to center ice to Butsy Erickson. Erickson cuts behind Dion. Now gives it to Dion. Right wing. Dion's pass into the slot. Erickson couldn't get to it. Puck taken by the Canucks. Here's Patrick Sundstrom. He comes up to center ice. Tipped it to the red line and then down into the King zone. And we're going to get an icing call against Vancouver with 10:06 to go here in the first period. No score in the game. Richard Brodeur in goal tonight. Last 9 games against the Kings, he's unbeaten. It's won 7 and tied 2 of those. In fact, the only time the Kings have had any type of success against Vancouver was when Brodeur wasn't in there this year. Well, they tied 3-3. That's when Frank Caprice was in goal.
That's right. And over the last 2 years, Brodeur has won 29 of the club's 35 wins. The other goalies have won just 6 of 38 decisions in that same time span. So Brodeur obviously is the guy in the nets for Vancouver.
No score first period. Face off in the Vancouver zone. Comes behind the net to Fox. Right side to Nichols. He shoots, and a save off the stick of Brodeur. Nichols firing from the right wing side. Duchesne holds it in to Tiger Williams. Now to Jimmy Fox. Fox behind the Vancouver net. He's checked there by Jim Sandlak. Fox still with it. Up the middle to the blue line to Duchesne. Over to Nichols. He shoots it. Oh, what a glove save. Nichols shot right off the pass from the left wing circle. Duchesne gave it to him, and from about 5 feet away, Brodeur made a great glove save, and he hangs on.
Well, Fox feeds it back top of the slot. Duchesne then in front to Nichols, and Nichols shoots off the pass, and he just shot it right into the glove of Brodeur. Brodeur got a lot of help, and I think he was thanking Bernie after he held on long enough to stop play, and the faceoff will be to his right. But that really has been the best scoring chance, and we've played over 10 minutes in the first period. That's the best scoring chance for either team tonight.
Face-off in the Vancouver zone. Tiger Williams is out. It's his 900th NHL game. Here's a shot by Kennedy. Score! The Kings won the faceoff in the Vancouver zone. It came to Dean Kennedy just inside the blue line. Nichols to Kennedy, and about a 55-foot blast by Dean Kennedy beats Brodeur on the stick side, and the Kings have a 1-0 lead.
Well, a great job by Jimmy Fox because he helped screen the goaltender, Richard Brodeur, the goal at 10:19. A shot taken and traffic in front as Richter tried to push out Fox of the Kings, but Brodeur did not react until the puck was behind him. 1-0, Kings in front on the goal at 10:19 by Kennedy.
Now Skriko down the left side into the Kings zone. He's got 6 goals against the Kings this year, added with 5 assists. Shot from the left point, tipped there by Smeal, but taken away by the Kings. Here's Ledyard sending it up the center now to Phil Sykes on the left wing. Sykes gets around Butcher. Sykes moving in to Bourne in front. He shoots. Save Brodeur. And then it's cleared by Barry Peterson out to center. The Canucks so far tonight, Nick, haven't been able to do that holding and grabbing that they like to do. We've had a pretty wide open game so far. 8:58 to go in the first period. Kings leading 1-0 on the goal by Dean Kennedy. Puck driven by Garth Butcher into the Kings zone. Rollie Melanson plays it, flipped it into the boards to McKenna. Sean McKenna with it in the Kings zone. Passes around to Phil Sykes. McKenna knocked down behind the net. Here is Sykes with it to center ice. He flips it to the Vancouver line. It's taken there by Doug Lidster. Lidster over to Jim Benning, and the Canucks fire it back into the Kings zone. 8.5 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings lead. Jay Wells gets checked by Rich Sutter. Sutter in the Kings zone. He's checked by Wells now behind the King net. Sundstrom over to dig it out, but it comes to McKenna for the Kings. Here's Sean McKenna to center to Jimmy Carson. Carson, Vancouver zone with Lukowicz. Carson stops at the left point. Carson spins. His pass tipped away by Patrick Sundstrom up out of play. With 8:12 to go in the first period, Kings leading 1-0. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings. Hot up to center, Dave Bruce for Vancouver to Jim Sandlak. Sandlak tied for 7th in rookie scoring. Robitaille the leader, and then Carson second. Here is Lukowicz for the Kings to center. Fires it in. Right side, Dave Taylor, Vancouver zone. Taylor goes behind the net. He's wrapped up there by Benning. Puck comes around on the right wing side to Jim Sandlak of Vancouver. Kings have a 1-0 lead. Sandlak tried to feed it down the right side to Dave Bruce, but Hardy tipped it away. Now the puck in the Kings zone taken by Craig Redmond. Redmond down with Hardy. Redmond's pass intercepted by the Canucks, but Hardy took the man Sandlak out of the play, and the Kings have it. Here's Lukowicz giving it to Carson. Carson, right wing pass to Taylor, and we have a whistle and a penalty now. We've got Lukowicz involved with who? Dan Hodgson?
Yeah, they were both going to get minors because it happened away from the play as Lukowicz was trying to run a little interference. 1-0 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. In that deal for Lands earlier this year, Toronto Maple Leafs making that deal, and Morris Lukowicz of the Kings. The penalties at 12:39, so both clubs will remain at full and equal strength with the Kings in front 1-0, and the Kings doing a good job of reacting to the Vancouver dump and chase style in the Kings zone. Kings defensemen doing a good job along the boards and moving the puck in the corners and up to their wingers.
Face off in the Vancouver zone. Kings have a 1-0 lead, but the Canucks come out with a puck. Pass up on the right wing to Smeal. Had it tipped away by Duchesne, but now taken at center ice by Dave Richter. Richter for Vancouver drives it back behind the King net. Dean Kennedy with it there. He sends it around out to center ice. It's taken away by Michel Petit. Petit plays it right back into the King zone. Cut off behind the net by Rollie Melanson, and the Kings moving right to left. Start back out. Duchesne passes up to the blue line to Dion. Dion drives it all the way down the Vancouver zone. No icing here. 6:49 to go in the first period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon. Kings have a 1-0 lead. Here's Dion. Vancouver zone. Took it away from Richter, but he couldn't hang on to it. Picked up by Barry Peterson. He sends it out to center, and a hand pass is called against the Kings as Kennedy knocked it down and directed it over to Steve Duchesne. Got Tina here tonight. Says hi to Hope and the kids. They're watching and listening down in Tustin, California.
Phil Sykes Sr. is in town visiting his son, Phil Sykes Jr. He and his wife Mona, they want to say hi to the McEwens in Ottawa, Ontario. The Sykes live in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. That's where Phil was born, the player for the Kings, Phil Sykes that is. And that is what, about 680 miles northwest of Calgary. His dad was telling me he can play golf till midnight in the summer.
Yeah, in the summer.
In the summer. That's right.
Canucks drive it into the Kings zone. We got a fight breaking out now against the boards. Tiger Williams in a battle with, is it Rich Sutter? Yes, Rich Sutter and Tiger Williams battling just as the puck came behind the King net. And they've got each other tied up along the boards, each trying to get some right hands in. Sutter's helmet has been knocked off, and Tiger Williams continues to try and throw some rights, but mainly it's been a wrestling match so far with a few right hands tossed in. Tiger Williams of the Kings and Rich Sutter. Tiger tried a left hand that time. So they're going to get some fighting majors. And now a right hand by Tiger and another right to the back of Sutter's head and another right. And now Sutter throws a right, but he may be hitting more helmet than anything else.
Well, those two players come to play every night, don't they?
Well, they've broken them up right now. Yes, you're right. Two of the tougher competitors in the NHL, but they're going to get a little break here for sure. Tiger checking over the knuckles on his right hand as he goes to the penalty box. Larry Playfair, an injured King defenseman, is behind the King bench again with Mike Murphy. And we're going to get penalties to Rich Sutter of Vancouver. He goes into the box. Dan Hodgson is already in there for Vancouver. And on the other side, the Kings have Tiger Williams moving into the penalty box.
Of course, Rich Sutter, #1 pick of Pittsburgh. Then he went to Philadelphia in a deal and played on a line with his twin brother Ron for a couple of seasons. And he was acquired with Richter for J.J. Daigneault in the offseason from the Philadelphia Flyers. Rich Sutter is 23 years old, 5'11", 185. Penalties are at 13-26, and again, like the little scrap between Lukowich and Hodgson, it was away from the action. Tiger Williams, the all-time career penalty minute leader, 36-85. Schultz is way behind in second, and Brian Watson, Bugsy, is ranked number 3.
Hey, the Hammer Schultz was a pussycat compared to Tiger Williams, huh?
I think Schultz got a lot of those double game misconducts to pad his penalty minute total, didn't he?
He was a very polite guy, you know. He played with the Kings for a while, Dave the Hammer Schultz, and I tell people, and they're amazed, that if he walked in and sat down and had dinner with you, he'd be one of the nicest, most polite people you'd ever want to meet. But boy, something happened to him when he used to step out onto the ice. Face-off will be in the Kings zone, and the Kings win the draw. The Kings have a 1-0 lead. Puck comes over on the right side now and is driven by Grant Ledyard hard around the boards in the Vancouver zone. Cleared out to center by Dave Bruce. Puck slides all the way back in the Kings zone. 6:18 to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings. Ledyard's pass to center, broken up by Robin Bartel. His pass knocked away by Ledyard. Now at center ice, Kings with it. Eriksson across the line, Vancouver zone. His backhand pass knocked down by Bartel. Kings hold it in. Dion over to Robitaille, right wing side. His pass intercepted by Dave Bruce of Vancouver. Here's Bruce to center, and he drives it into the Kings zone. Back to get it, Grant Ledyard. Ledyard, cutting right in front of the goaltender. Then passes up to Robitaille. Ledyard cut from left to right, right in front of Rollie Melanson. Puck is still in the Kings zone. Dion sends it around the boards over to Butsy Eriksson. Eriksson's pass out of the reach of Robitaille. Now comes Eriksson, but Dion's in the zone offside. Now Eriksson sends it in. 5:33 left to go here in the first period. 1-0 Kings lead. Dean Kennedy with a goal. Canucks drive it into the Kings zone. Puck bounces into the right wing corner. Bob Bourne and Jim Sandlak go for it there. Puck comes behind the net, passed out in front. Bernie Nichols intercept, tipped away. Here's Sandlak. His pass to Tambellini. His shot right through the crease. Out to the left side to Jim Benning. Canucks with it in the King zone. Now it comes back to Benning at the blue line. He just did hold it into Sandlak. He shoots, save, rebound. Canucks try to jam it in, and a save by Melanson. And he covers up as Tambellini tried to come around the right goal post before Melanson could get back over to his left, and he didn't quite make it. I thought it was going to bounce in, though, Nick.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to, but Fox helped out. The shot goes wide, and behind the net, Tambellini, number 20, picks it up, and you see Melanson anticipating the jam and the wraparound. He gets a piece of it. It flips right up into the air and lands behind his left leg, and then Fox is right there, number 19. The shot taken from the circle. Melanson again got a piece of it, but then the jam in, it goes off the stick of Melanson, and it bounces right behind Melanson in the crease, and then he just kind of sits on it, but he had some help from Jimmy Fox.
Want to wish a happy birthday to Larry Bischoff. That's from his daughters. Larry's watching in El Segundo tonight. 5:01 left to go here in the first period with the Kings leading 1-0. Face off to the left of Rollie Melanson. The Kings will be back home again after a short road trip to St. Louis. They'll be here next Monday night to take on the New York Rangers. Now, it's a rare time that the Kings play on Monday night, but it'll be next Monday, New York Rangers. Shot from the right point by Butcher and a stick save by Melanson. Kings clear it quickly to center. Here's Carson with Taylor. Carson down the middle, and it's swept away into the corner by Michel Petit. Now the Kings trying to hold it in. Duchesne had to go off his skate. Barry Peterson with it for Vancouver. He sends it to center, taken away by Lukowicz. Kings have Carson at center with Lukowicz and Taylor. Canucks Stan Smeel tips it into the Kings zone and back to get it to Steve Duchesne. He came around the net, got checked from behind by Smeel, but he got it up to Taylor on the right wing. Taylor to Carson. Carson fakes a shot, and that put Lukowicz offside at the Vancouver line. 1-0 Kings lead. We'll be right back with 4:24 to go here in the first period. Puck comes to center now to Mark Crawford. Crawford fires it into the Kings zone. Left wing corner, chased in by Ledyard. Crawford knocks him down. Brent Peterson with it. He's spun around by Bourne. Crawford gets up, sends it around to the left wing side. Phil Sykes tried to clear it. He did, ahead to Jay Wells. Here's Wells up to center. Boy, Wells looked like he got a high stick right in the face. Now Sykes' stick came up toward the Vancouver bench, and I don't think the referee, Dan Marawelli, was going to call a penalty. He didn't have his hand in the air.
Well, I thought when I first saw it, Bob, that Wells was leaning over the boards, kind of draped over the bench as he was skating in front, and hit his head on the end of the aluminum runner that supports the glass. There's a section of glass between the two benches right at the red line, and I think Wells was draped over and may have caught himself on that little abutment. Let's see, Wells is being ridden into the boards, and that's what happened. I think he hit his left shoulder, but the stick also may have come up on Wells. But I thought initially his momentum was halted by that abutment which holds the glass right between the two benches.
Yeah, it's Crawford's stick that I thought was high. Well, right after he hit it, then the stick hit him underneath the chin, it looked like, and Jay Wells goes down, and Kings Phil Sykes came over, and then he was upset, and now Sykes and Dave Bruce get into a battle. Now everybody piling up right between the benches. It's Dave Bruce and Phil Sykes, and he wrestles Sykes down to the ice in a hurry.
You know, Bob, what I think happened, Crawford's stick got up high, and his stick also got stuck on that abutment, and he kind of clotheslined Jay Wells. And now as they get set for the draw, Sykes and Bruce just dropped the gloves and started a quick scrap. Hard to tell who the aggressor was. I don't know if the linesman or the referee spotted it, but the penalties will be at 15:58, and tempers are running a little short right now.
4:02 remaining in the first period, and Phil Sykes is headed to the dressing room. And I think Dave Bruce of Vancouver also going to the dressing room. They'll get 5-minute majors for fighting, apparently, and that's why they're headed to the dressing room. Jay Wells is on the King bench, but he really took a whack into that piece of pipe that holds the glass in place. Kings will be in St. Louis this Friday and Saturday. We'll have the games for you on KLAC Radio. Friday at St. Louis, it'll start at 6:30 on KLAC. Saturday at St. Louis, we'll be live on KLAC at 5:20. Then next Monday night, it's the New York Rangers back here at the Forum. That game on KLAC Radio, starting at 10 minutes to 7 with our
4:02 left in the first period. The Kings in front, 1-0. Again, behind the bench, Mike Murphy and Larry Playfair, injured Kings defenseman. And in the press box is the other assistant coach, or the assistant coach that started the season with Mike Murphy, Phil Meir.
4:02 remaining in the first period. 1-0 Kings lead it. Dean Kennedy getting the goal, his 5th of the year. Bernie Nichols with the assist. It's about a 55-foot blast by Dean Kennedy after Nichols won the faceoff. Here's Dave Richter for Vancouver now. Big guy, 6'5", 220. He fires it into the Kings zone. Back behind the net, taken by Craig Redmond. Up to Lukowicz on the left wing. Luke sends it to center to Taylor. Now on the right side to Carson. Carson shoots from the right wing, and a save by Brodeur. Puck in the right wing corner. Taylor with it. Taylor goes behind the net. He's checked there. He still battles. Puck comes in the left wing corner. Help comes from Lukowicz. Lukowicz kicks it behind the net to Carson. Carson in front. He shoots, and a save by Brodeur. Got his left leg out to kick it away. Canucks clear it up to center ice now as it's taken by Doug Lidster. Here's Lidster to the King line with Tony Tanti, but they're going to be offside. Tanti offside on the left wing.
Well, a great job by Dave Taylor holding up Sundstrom on the right wing side as the Canucks tried to get in the zone with
Face off outside the blue line of the Kings. Kings leading 1-0. Here's Michel Petit flipping it into the Kings zone. Played off the boards by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy waits behind the King net. Kings moving right to left. Kennedy gets tied up there by Smeal. Now Kennedy's pass around to Bob Bourne. Bourne on the left wing. He clears it out to center right in front of the King bench. Now the puck kicked to the Vancouver line, and taking it there is Michel Petit. 3 minutes left to go in the first period. Petit, long pass to center to Skriko, but it went off his stick, and Bob Bourne beats him to the puck. Bourne circles the King net, comes into the corner. Smeal checks him there. Puck comes to the blue line to Butcher. His shot is wide. Barry Peterson trying to tip it in and couldn't do it. Kings clear it to center. Pass from Nichols to Fox, tipped into the Vancouver zone and taken by Petit. 2:39 to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings. Puck is at center ice. Fox takes it away for the Kings. He rolls it to the King line over to Duchesne. He one-hands it out to center ice to Bob Bourne. Bourne stops at the red line, gets it to Fox. Here's Fox. His pass across the Vancouver line, taken away by Butcher. Butcher sends it all the way back into the Kings zone. 2:22 to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings lead. Now pass up the right side, Robitaille to Nichols. Nichols gets checked, loose puck, Kennedy with it. His pass out to center ice, taken away by Vancouver's Doug Lidster. Lidster played it on the right wing side of the King line. Duchesne ran into Brent Peterson. Duchesne gets up, he's pulled down again. Loose puck, Tony Tandy of Vancouver sends it into the King zone. Goaltender Melanson clears it to center. Canucks take over again with 1:54 to go in the period. Here's Lidster into the King zone. Left side, cutting in front, poked away by Melanson. Loose puck up the slot, not clear at the left point. Held in by Tandy. His pass down and deep in the corner. Taken there by Brent Peterson. Behind the net now to Sandlak. Pass up the middle. Taken by Lidster. His shot is blocked on the way in. Loose puck taken by Dion. Dion can't clear it. Yes, he did. Richter fired from the blue line, but it's offside against Vancouver. Bodies flying all over the place, and a tough time for the Kings trying to clear the puck out. Now Tiger Williams off outside the King line. Nichols wins the draw, and he draws it to Wells. Wells ahead to Fox. Fox sends it down the left side into the Vancouver zone. Chases it in himself. He tried to roll it in front, but is poked away with the goaltender Brodeur. 1:15 to go in the first period. Wells of the left point holds it in for the Kings. He sends it into the corner, but Butcher breaks it up for the Canucks. Here they come to center. Barry Peterson, their leading scorer, gives it to Smeal. His shot wide to the left side. Rebound to Skriko. Here's Peter Skriko with it for Vancouver. His pass to the blue line goes out of the reach of Michel Petit back into the Vancouver zone. 55 seconds to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings. Canucks clear it to center, taken away by Grant Ledyard. He gives it to Bernie Nichols. Nichols flips it into the Vancouver zone, high in the air and behind the net. And whistle, and now Tiger Williams at the whistle runs into Butcher, and now he wants to go with Butcher. And Leon Stickle, the linesman, jumps in between and holds them off. So Tiger, a former Vancouver Canuck, is upset, I guess, with a lot of things that have happened lately between the Kings and the Vancouver Canucks. So we'll see if we're going to get some penalties here. Dan Maruelli, the referee, is over at the penalty timekeeper. I want to remind you that this is an officially copyrighted broadcast of California sports, and the Los Angeles penalty killings allowed only 6 goals in the last 9 home games, but the Canucks 5th in the league in power play, led by Patrick Sundstrom. Faceoff is in the Vancouver zone, so if the Kings can win the draw and hold it in here, with time running out in the first period, they'll be able to kill part of this power play by Vancouver. McKenna will take the draw, and he wins the draw to Wells. His shot deflected into the right wing corner, taken by Bob Bourne. Bourne passes out to center ice. Ledyard with it there. He fires it, and it hit the linesman Ryan Bozak. It appears to be all right. He got hit in the leg. Here's Stan Smeal for Vancouver, driving it into the King zone. Barry Peterson, oh, he got dragged down. No penalty. Puck up to Smeal. He got bumped by Wells. Puck is against the boards. Bourne trying to clear it ahead, and he did, but not out. Here's Brent Peterson, or Tambellini with a shot, knocked down on the way in, taken by Wells. He does clear it past Lidster into the Vancouver zone. 8 seconds to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings. Here comes Steve Tambellini. He gives it to Lidster. Lidster to center with time running out in the period. Here's Skriko. 1 second to go in the period. They didn't get the shot off. No goal. No goal. It went in the net. Barry Peterson put it in, but time ran out. They never got it off.
And here with the second period, Bob Miller.
All right, Canucks have in their own zone, moving right to left, and they have the power play, trailing 1-0. A pass bounces off Sean McKenna, the Kings, deep into the Vancouver zone. Lidster in to get it. He plays it around to Tambellini. Steve Tambellini, who likes to be the quarterback on this power play, passes over to Barry Peterson. He comes into the Kings zone. Down the left side, Peterson with it. Tony Tandy got knocked down. Pass goes to Tambellini. He sends it to Lidster, the right point, back to Tambellini. He shoots, save Melanson, rebound, tipped up high by Barry Peterson. Peterson centers it, intercepted by Bob Bourne, and he takes his time and clears it.
Well, Tambellini moved the puck on the right point from the left side, and then Tambellini cruised into the middle, got the puck right back and shot through traffic, and Melanson had trouble, and then Peterson chipped the rebound over the net.
Barry Peterson across the line. King zone to Smeal to Tambellini. Tambellini over to Lidster. Lidster at the blue line. His pass deflected by Butsy Eriksson for a moment, but now Tony Tandy with it. Tandy's pass into Smeal. Back to Tandy. Right wing. His shot deflected behind the net. Tambellini with it. Tried to roll it out in front. He's checked by Craig Redmond. Redmond and Tambellini behind the net. Puck is controlled by the Canucks. Tony Tandy. He's bumped from behind by Redmond. Puck comes to the blue line and gets by Lidster out to center ice. Lidster back to his own blue line. Now his pass tipped away by Redmond. Kings are back at full strength. They killed the penalty and still lead 1-0. Puck taken by the Kings. Fox. Vancouver zone, but it rolled off his stick at the blue line. Here's Spreeko with it. Spreeko for the Canucks. Sends it into the Kings zone. Chased in by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy tried to send it up the right side, but it hit Dan Hodgson of Vancouver. Now the Kings with it. Here's Fox to center. Gets it ahead to Tiger Williams. Williams down the right wing. Williams, Vancouver zone. Over on the left side of Duchesne, and he couldn't tip it toward the net. He tipped it wide to the left. Puck taken by Duchesne again. Left point. His shot knocked away from in front by Garth Butcher. Picked up by the Kings, Jim Fox. His pass up to the blue line, intercepted by Peter Spreeko. Canucks come back 3-on-3. Spreeko to Tandy. Tandy to Hodge or to Butcher, and then back to Hodgson. He comes into the Kings zone, taken away by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy's long pass eludes everybody, and we're going to get an icing call against the Kings here. Garth Butcher back to touch it for Vancouver. 1-0 Kings. We'll be right back. This is the loss. Take the face-off for the Vancouver Canucks, and it's picked up by Jay Wells. Wells starting it to Ledyard. Ledyard over to Dion. Here's Dion to center. Kings moving left to right. Dion across the line. His shot is wide to the left. Rebound to Luc Robitaille. Luc sends it behind the net to Dion. Marcel trying to roll it out in front. It's tipped away, and Robin Bartel with it. Bartel checked by Butsy Eriksson. Puck taken by Rich Sutter for Vancouver now. 17:22 to go in the second period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon, and the Kings have a 1-0 lead on a goal by Dean Kennedy in the first period. Pass up to Barry Peterson at center ice, and he gets dumped by Grant Ledyard. Kings with it. Wells tipped it over, and then it comes back to Grant Ledyard. Here's Ledyard behind the King net. Brent Peterson in, a good defensive forward. Pass goes to Wells, up to center ice to Butsy Eriksson. 3-on-3. Eriksson in the middle. Eriksson across the line. Shoots, and a stick save, Brodeur. Puck comes over to Luc Robitaille. He is tripped, and no penalty. Robitaille got knocked down. Canucks come back with a 3-on-3. On the right wing, Rich Sutter drives it into the Kings zone. Tip behind the net, taken by Melanson. He sweeps it around to Robitaille. Luke lets it go to Wells. Here's Wells to center. Shoots it all the way down the Vancouver zone, and Brodeur behind the net breaks it up. Now it's taken away by Dion for a moment as Richter put it right on Dion's skate, but it bounced away from Marcel. Now it's center ice. The Kings with it. Robitaille gives it into the Kings zone to Hardy. His pass to center, broken up by Richter. Now Smeal, left side to Spreeko, offside. Canucks at the King blue line. 16:18 to go in the second period. Kings lead it 1-0.
Well, in that first period, I didn't have Vancouver down for any real good, outstanding scoring opportunity. And here in the early portion of period number 2, I guess maybe we could give Tambellini half a good opportunity, because it was a power play.
Defensively, it is Hardy and Redmond. Barry Peterson taking the draw for the Canucks, and the draw won by Bernie Nichols. Here's Craig Redmond back in the King zone. He gives it to Fox. Fox gets tied up along the boards, though. Redmond over to help out. Craig goes back behind the King net, and he waits there. Still waits. Comes around the left side. Checked by Barry Peterson now. Nichols with it. Nichols up the right side. Nichols pass to the blue line. Kicked away and held in by Barry Peterson. Kings having trouble getting out of their own zone. Now Nichols behind his own net. Makes a move. Passes up to center ice. Chased down by Fox. Right wing. Here's Fox with Hardy. Fox is cut off against the right wing boards, and the puck comes back to center ice. Spreeko, right side to Smeal. He shoots, and it's up high. Deflected off the glass. Spreeko tried to hold it in. Taken away by Fox. Fox dropped it to Redmond. Intercepted. Here's Smeal. Left side. His pass in front. Blocked by Redmond. Smeal again. His pass sent a shot. Save made on the shot by Petit. Nice save by Melanson. Here's Barry Peterson with a shot blocked by Hardy. Puck taken by Hardy, and he clears it out to center ice.
Well, the Kings came back. The forwards came down low to help out Redmond, who was the puck carrier, and that's when trouble started.
Kings were called for icing. Face off in the Kings zone. Canucks win the draw. Sent into the corner now by Tambellini, but broken up by Kennedy. He clears it out to center. Lidster with it. He drives it right back into the Kings zone. Back behind the net, Steve Duchesne comes around the right side, leads it up to center to Carson, and a penalty against Vancouver coming up. Carson gets dumped at center ice. Interference is the call, and the Kings will go on the power play with a gets it to Bernie Nichols. Nichols left side, top of the circle. He drops it off to Jimmy Carson. Carson back toward the left point, sends it into Taylor. Taylor spinning, gives it down the left side to Nichols. Back to the blue line now to Duchesne. His pass in deep is broken up and not cleared. Nice play at the blue line. Duchesne holds it in. Petit tried to clear it. Here's Duchesne, right wing boards, passing into Taylor, back to Duchesne. He shoots, and a save made by Brodeur. Puck taken by the Canucks. Back to center ice. Brent Peterson with it now, takes his time, shoots from the blue line, and a glove stop made by Melanson, although the shot was going high. 1:25 left to go in the King power play. They're moving left to right. Pass on the right wing to Lukowicz. He fell down going for it. The puck taken away by Petit, and he drives it all the way down into the King zone. Now starting out for the Kings is Duchesne. His pass to center to Taylor. Taylor gets bumped right near the penalty box. Puck comes loose. Look out. Right side. Skriko with it. Skriko shooting, and it's wide to the left side as he looked for the shorthander. Puck taken by the Canucks, so they're all blue line. Here's Michel Petit ahead to Peter Skriko. Skriko at center. He drives it off the boards into the Kings zone, and the Kings not able to get going on the power play here with 45 seconds remaining with a man advantage. Pass to Nichols. He couldn't hold it. Canucks with it again. Peterson, left wing side. Peterson out to the blue line. Comes to center. Passes all the way back in his own zone to Butcher. He checks the clock. 33 seconds left to go in the Vancouver penalty, and Butcher clears it all the way back behind the King net. Melanson couldn't hang on to it. You have to put some stickum on that thing pretty soon. Now the puck taken by Duchesne to center to the red line. Here's Steve into the Vancouver zone. He cuts to the left side. He gives it in deep out the middle to Dion. He shoots, tipped wide to the right side. Picked up by the Kings again. Robitaille to Ledyard to Robitaille to Duchesne. He shoots wide to the right side. Rebounded Robitaille to the blue line to Ledyard. Back to Robitaille, right wing. Pass in deep to Dion. Dion to Robitaille in front. Couldn't get a shot. Loose puck. Barry Peterson clears it to center and out of the penalty box. Vancouver Canucks get Lidster back, but the Kings with it now. Pass to the Vancouver line to Dion. He drives it into the Canucks zone. Puck is against the right wing boards. Tipped away from Brian Erickson. Out to center. Rich Sutter down the right wing. Sutter, Kings zone. His shot wide. Rebound off the boards with 12.5 minutes to go in the second period. Kings have a 1-0 lead. Puck taken by Patrick Sundstrom of Vancouver. His pass in deep behind the King net, taken away by Grant Ledyard. He played it to the right point, held in by Dave Richter. Richter shooting from there, bouncer and a save off the stick of Melanson. Canucks hold it in again. Lidster's pass into the corner. Now centered back to the top of the circle, taken away by the Kings. Erickson to the Robitaille. 3-on-3. Robitaille left wing. Robitaille cut off by Richter. Robitaille falls down. Dion pushed into the boards. And the Canucks clear it to center. They got a 2-on-2 working. Right wing pass shot by Sutter. Save. Rebound. Tandy couldn't get to it. He got checked by Wells just as he went to shoot. Puck taken by Dion. Dion ahead to Robitaille. Offside Kings at the Vancouver line.
And outwork and outmuscle the Vancouver Canucks because they're not having good success handling the puck here in the second period.
Now Tigers out there getting into a little disturbance again with Jim Sandlack as they line up for the face-off. They were whacking their sticks together. Tiger pleading his case right now. Bob Bourne on the face-off, and the loose puck at center ice taken by Mark Hardy. Hardy drives it into the Vancouver zone. Kings have a 1-0 lead with 11:41 to go in the second period. Puck taken by Jim Fox, Vancouver zone. He throws it off the left wing corner to Tiger Williams. Here's Tiger. His pass taken away by Sandlack. He drives it out to center ice for the Canucks, and it's broken up by Craig Redmond, who gets whacked over the back with a stick. Puck comes out to center ice, taken by Dan Hodgson. Hodgson for Vancouver. He sends it down the left side to Dave Bruce. Bruce centering it out in front. Broken up by Sandlack. He gave it back to Bruce. It's intercepted. Kings with it. Boy, Bruce scored that big overtime game in the win of Vancouver at Montreal recently. Kings penalty coming up. Interference as Hodgson got dragged down behind the play at the Vancouver blue line, and the Kings get called for interference.
Well, Bernie Nichols trying to tie up Hodgson and allow the Kings to carry the puck deep into the zone, but Nichols got caught, and interference is the call. A lot of penalties tonight. We've only had 5 power.
Wins the draw. Kings have a 1-0 lead. Vancouver with a man advantage, trying to tie it up. Here's Tambellini. He gives it to Lidster. Lidster gives it to Tambellini, still in the Vancouver zone. Now behind the Canucks net, it goes to Lidster. He starts out coming up to his own blue line now. King penalty killers, Sykes and Bourne up front. Pass over on the right side, tipped into the King zone. Kennedy tried to break it up, he couldn't do it. Barry Peterson shooting, save, rebound, tipped away by Kennedy to Bourne, to Sykes at center. And Sykes' pass tipped up in the air. He gets it again. Now the loose puck taken by Vancouver and driven down into the King zone. But Melanson with another fine stop, and now Rollie clears it himself into the Vancouver zone.
Well, the Kings got in trouble. Kennedy had the puck and had more time than he thought. He tried to turn and fire blindly out of the zone, but he put it right on the stick of one of the Canucks.
1:07 to go in the power play for Vancouver. They drive it into the King zone. Taylor with it. Taylor wraps it hard around the boards, and Barry Peterson couldn't get there to hold it in. It comes all the way back into the Vancouver zone. 10 minutes left to go in this second period. Kings with a 1-0 lead. Vancouver on the power play, and here comes Patrick Sundstrom to center. He leads them with 8 power play goals. Into the King zone, pass in front, just tipped wide as Tandy trying to get his stick on it. Puck taken against the left wing boards, Tony Tandy. Vancouver, King zone, pass to the right side, a lot of room. Petit shoots, blocked by Taylor. Nice play. Taylor comes to center. He gets it over to McKenna. McKenna, Vancouver zone, right wing. He shoots, and a stick save by Brodeur. Rebound behind the net to Taylor. Taylor with it, Vancouver zone. Taylor tried to come around in front, but it's taken away by Jim Benning.
McKenna shot, Bob, because Brodeur gave him a lot of room on the short side.
Benning from center ice slaps it into the King zone. Taken off the boards by Bob Bourne. He wraps it hard around the boards and back into the Vancouver zone. That should do it. 8 seconds left to go, and the penalty to Bernie Nichols. 1-0 Kings lead. New York Rangers here next Monday night, and there are tickets available. Here's Hodgson to center. His pass on the right wing to Mark Crawford. Kings are back at full strength. Crawford tried to give it to Sundstrom. He's bumped by Ledyard. Puck comes back behind the King net, centered up the middle. Canucks with it. Petit shooting. Blocked on the way in. Taken again by the Canucks. Hodgson and his pass out to center ice. Back to the Vancouver line. Petit goes forward there with 8:45 to go in the second period. 1-0 Kings lead. Dean Kennedy with his 5th of the year, assisted by Bernie Nichols. Here's Rich Sutter across the King line. He tried to jump around Ledyard, and Wells takes him hard into the boards in the left wing corner. Puck is loose. Canucks with it. Here's Mark Crawford. His pass in front, right in the slot. Sutter got tied up. Loose puck, right wing side. Brent Peterson with it. Peterson sends it right through the crease. Puck comes up to the blue line and taken by Nichols, and he clears it into the Vancouver zone.
Again, in those scrambly situations in front of Melanson, pretty good coverage by the Kings.
Brent Peterson for Vancouver. Drop pass, right side. He gets it back again. He moves in. He centers in. Save Melanson at point blank range. Now Dion throws a punch at Rich Sutter.
Yeah, Sutter was right on top of Melanson after the play was blown down, and Dion took exception. A good job by Redmond tying up the shooter long enough and tight enough so he couldn't get an excellent shot, but from point blank, you have to say that was a pretty good chance for the Vancouver Canucks.
1-0 Kings lead at second period. We'll be right back at the Forum. This is the Los
His
Angeles.
role in Philadelphia, at least the last couple of years, was to tie up the other team's high-scoring forwards, but I think he's been asked to do a little bit more offensively for his new team.
Jimmy Fox out to replace Butsy Erickson on this line with Dion and Robitaille. Here is Fox to Dion, back to Fox. Vancouver zone. Fox goes to the left point, plays it off the boards. It's a loose puck taken by the Canucks and cleared out to center ice by Dave Richter. 7:42 to go in the second period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon. Kings ahead 1-0. Puck comes up in front of the King bench to Jimmy Fox. Fox drives it back behind the Vancouver net. Kings are moving left to right. Here's Dave Richter for the Canucks. He sends it up the left wing side to Mark Crawford. Crawford passes up to Lidster at center. Here's Lidster. It rolled off his stick, and Robitaille takes it away. Nice pass to Dion. His pass went behind Fox. Canucks with it again. In the King zone, Stan Smeal. His shot blocked by Kennedy, and the Kings clear it out to center ice. Puck taken by Fox. His pass out of the reach of Robitaille into the Vancouver zone. Garth Butcher with it there. Tipped away by Dion. Dion's pass intercepted by Smeal for Vancouver, and he clears it down in the King zone. Dean Kennedy sends it back out to center ice. Broken up by Petit. He flips it into the Kings zone, and Kennedy takes over. To Duchesne. Now on the right wing to Dion. Dion, Vancouver zone. He shoots, and a save by Brodeur. Puck taken by Garth Butcher with 6:44 to go. We're in the second period. Kings have a 1-0 lead. Pass to the King blue line, broken up by Dean Kennedy. He plays it ahead down the left side, and a two-line pass or an offside called against the Kings. 1-0 Kings, second period. Let's pause.
Either the Kings or the Vancouver Canucks. The Kings with the only goal. Kennedy here in the period. Petit had a good chance for Vancouver, and the Kings really haven't had good pressure penetration on Brodeur.
Jim Benning of Vancouver fires it back behind the King net. Kings trying to come out now, moving left to right. Here's Taylor ahead to Carson, right in front of the King bench. He flips it ahead to Lukowicz, but it's tipped away by Doug Lidster. Lidster for the Canucks, clears to the center, taken away by Wells to Lukowicz. Left wing, he shoots, but I think they called offside. Luke was trying to get back to the blue line. I think he felt he got back and touched it. I don't know whether he was the one offside or not, but Lukowicz got the puck and fired, but offside called against the Kings.
Tony Tanti, one of the real snipers on this Vancouver hockey club, set a club record with 45.
You know, in his rookie year in junior hockey at Oshawa in the Ontario Hockey League, he broke Wayne Gretzky's record for goals by a rookie. He had 81 in 67 games. So Tony Tanti knows where the puck is. Chicago had him as their #1 pick. Now the Canucks into the Kings zone. Pass is wide on the right side. Ledyard got knocked down, and no penalty. Puck comes out to center ice, chased down by Taylor. Left wing, Vancouver zone. Taylor picks it up. Carson's in the middle. Taylor still with it in the slot. Taylor waits, right side, and no, they push the net off the magnets.
Penalty was upcoming. They pushed Lukowicz into the crossbar. They're going to get a penalty. It happened before the shot.
Well, I looked at Taylor. I was watching him, and as he maneuvered to the top of the slot into the right wing, and they got ready to shoot, the net was knocked off the magnets. So the Kings lead at 1-0. We'll be right back at the Fabulous Forum. This is the Los Angeles Kings.
Team just ride Lukowicz right into the crossbar, and the net goes as far back as it can before it was stopped by the back dasher board. So Sundstrom
to pad their lead now. Carson wins the draw, but before Nichols can hold it, Barry Peterson of Vancouver slaps it all the way back behind the King net. 5.5 minutes left to go in the second period. 1-0 Kings lead. Kings moving out of their own zone now. Here is Steve Duchesne with it. He tried to give it to Carson on the right wing. It's out of his reach. Puck comes into Lidster, and the Kings called for icing. And they simply have not done well at all on the power play tonight.
Well, again, it looks like they're just guilty of trying to.
Is one of the real leaders on this Vancouver team.
Well, I've talked to 2 people this year about Lidster's play that have been close with the Vancouver organization, and they say by far and away he's their best defenseman.
The all-time leading active scorer in the National Hockey League, number 16, Marcel Dion, faces off and wins the draw in the Kings zone. Jay Wells starts it out now. 1-0 in favor of the Kings. 1:30 to go in the power play for the Kings. Wells drives it into the Vancouver zone. Here's Lidster with it. He slaps it around the glass and out to center ice. Wells with it there. Wells and Ledyard at the point for the Kings. Pass over to Robitaille. He couldn't control it. It's taken away by Barry Peterson. Peterson with it. Vancouver's penalty killing 20th in the league, but they look like world beaters here tonight. Kings starting out again. Here is Wells. His pass, now it's tipped to Robitaille, now to Wells. He shoots wide to the right side. Rebound, Dion shoots wide off the boards. Taken now by Richter. Richter ahead to Skriko, and he clears it around Wells out to center ice.
Good puck pursuit by the Vancouver Canucks. They get one man on the puck carrier, and they've got a trailer more times than not to put on that additional pressure.
Wells pass tipped away, and the Canucks almost broke Skriko back at the King line. Kings not handling the puck well at all in this power play and unable to set it up. They've got 36 seconds to go in it. Here's Dion now to the Vancouver line. He throws it on the right wing to Buxy Erickson. Erickson pass in front, tipped away by Butcher in the right wing corner. Canucks dig it out, try to clear it, can't do it. Duchesne with it, back to Robitaille. Robitaille at the blue line. His backhand pass in deep behind the net to Erickson, to Dion. Dion rolled it out in front to Erickson. Left side, Duchesne fanned on it. It hopped over his stick as he went to shoot. Then he catches up with it, gives it to Dion. Dion around in front, he shoots right through the crease. 7 seconds to go on the power play. Kings hold it in. Ledyard gives it on the right wing to Robitaille. Pass in front to Dion. Off his skate. Canucks are back at full strength. Kings have to watch out. They got burned against Buffalo with a man coming out of the penalty box. But this time, back to get it Duchesne. Vancouver gets caught in the line change. Carson in front alone. Couldn't get a shot. He gets tripped. And, oh, no penalty call. Williams up the middle of the blue line. Held in by Kennedy to Lukowicz. He shoots. Save. Rebound. Lukowicz. His shot in front. Tipped away. Loose puck. Still loose. Kings with it. Right side. Carson. His shot wide. Duchesne shoots. Save. Rebound. Carson shoots. And a save again at the blue line. Do you believe it, by the goaltender Brodeur? Oh, what great action there. And the Kings couldn't get it by Richard Brodeur. But I thought Carson was tripped, Nick, when he broke in alone, and no call was forthcoming.
Well, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but they got caught on a line change. They hook Carson up high, and Brodeur comes out to poke check it away. Carson then gets tripped by the second Vancouver player. So there was your trip. And then all of the activity began as there was some tremendous pressure, and it was finished off by Carson shooting as he turned. Save was made. The rebound came back. Duchesne shot deflected on. Save is made. Rebound. Carson again, a turnaround jam in. And finally the save is made. Had Carson gone up high, he had a goal. But give Brodeur credit. Brodeur with 3 fantastic saves in a span of about 6 or 7 seconds.
Facebucks on the right wing and Tiger Williams on the left side. Duchesne and Kennedy back on defense. Nichols on the draw against Barry Peterson. 1-0 Kings. And off the draw, a whistle, as I think Tiger Williams jumped too quickly.
You know, Carson had Brodeur beat with his deke. It was the second Canuck player that came back that got the stick down, and Carson looked like he was going to stumble but regain his balance, but that's when his feet were really yanked out from under him. No penalty was called.
Shots on goal are even at 15 apiece. Here is Nichols ready on the draw. Back to Kennedy, right point. His shot deflected. Canucks with it. Back they come to center. Pass by Butcher on the right side to Smeal, but one of the Canucks way offside in the King zone. It was Skriko. Smeal has to go back toward the red line, then flip it back behind the King net. 2:51 to go in the second period. Tight game here tonight at the Forum. Kings ahead 1-0. Nichols clears it out to center, taken away by Michel Petit. He flips it into the King zone, and back to get it is Steve Duchesne. Duchesne waits there now, starts his pass up to center ice, taken away at the red line by Butcher. He tips it over to Petit. Petit's pass stolen by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy gets it to Bernie Nichols at the red line. Nichols to Tiger Williams. He tried to get it in midair, couldn't do it. Here's Fox. As Petit tried to clear it, it hit Fox. Goes in the left wing corner. Fox with it. Nichols in front of the net. Fox left wing side. Fox over to Nichols, top of the slot. He tipped it to Kennedy. Kennedy down the right side. The puck bounces up in the air. Nichols holds it in, gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy on the right wing side. Has it taken away by Barry Peterson. Peterson to center for Vancouver. 2 minutes to go here in this second period. Kings with a 1-0 lead. Melanson flips it around. Skriko ahead to Fox. Fox to center with Nichols. Fox with it. They head now to Duchesne at the blue line. He shoots wide. Rebound hit the back of the Vancouver net and gets caught in the back of the net with 1:48 to go in the second period. Kings leading 1-0, and this game is coming to you as we almost hang on there for a second as Tiger Williams and Dave Richter started pushing at each other. So now we'll remind you that this game is coming to you live from the fabulous Forum.
This portion of tonight's Los Angeles Kings hockey telecast is sponsored by Stroh's and Stroh Light. Kings hockey on Prime Ticket. Now you're talking good times. And Stroh
haven't won too many times, has been scoring goals. In 31 of their 43 games, they've scored 3 goals or fewer.
Phil Sykes tips into the Vancouver zone, and then he's beat to the puck by Brodeur. And Brodeur was out of position, but the Canucks cleared it against the right wing boards. Puck is taken now by Patrick Sundstrom. Sundstrom starting back to center, 3-on-3. Kings have a 1-0 lead. Sundstrom across the line, drops it for Tandy. Tandy, his shot blocked by Redmond and then taken by Bourne. Bourne clears it to center, then he's held up, and the Canucks, Dave Bruce sends it right back into the King zone. Taken now by Hardy. His pass to Fox. Fox trapped along the boards, pass in front, saved by Melanson. Loose puck in front. Where is it? Melanson falls on it as Dave Bruce tried to get to it, and now Sykes and Bruce push at each other. The puck looked like it almost skidded past Melanson, who wasn't sure where it was, but then he fell on it right in front of the crease. And then Sykes and Dave Bruce, Phil Sykes of the Kings and Dave Bruce of Vancouver battled for it. Carson in goal as McKenna got knocked down along the boards. The Canucks. And on the draw, Brent Peterson with Carson. Carson wins the draw to Wells. Wells pass to the blue line, held in by Garth Butcher. He throws it in deep. Wells takes it behind the King net. Over to Ledyard. Ledyard plays it to Taylor. Taylor bounces it all the way down in the Vancouver zone. Kings are going to get called for icing here. Garth Butcher back to touch it. 47 seconds remaining now in the second period. And the faceoff comes back into the King zone. Tickets are available in advance of the Forum box office, which is open every day at 10 a.m. And all on the King goaltender. Tambellini will take the draw for the Canucks against Jim Carson of the Kings. And they're going to kick both of them out of the face-off spot. Tiger Williams comes in to face off against Stan Smeel. Williams against Smeel now, two former teammates. Smeel wins the draw to Petit at the blue line. He fires it into the corner. King zone taken by Jay Wells. Wells starts up the left side. He gets it to Tiger Williams. Out to center, 3-on-3. Now to Carson, left wing. Carson, Vancouver zone. Carson, his shot knocked away by Brodeur. Taken by Taylor. Taylor, left wing boards. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Taylor's pass behind the Vancouver net, tipped away by Barry Peterson, but held in by Ledyard. Ledyard to Carson. Carson, right wing side, into the slot. Carson spins, shoots just wide. Rebound, Taylor goes for it. Takes it left wing side, Vancouver zone. He puts it behind the net, out of the reach of Tiger Williams. Lidster tried to break it up, tipped away by Carson. Taken by Peterson, out to the left point to Wells. Wells holds it in. 7 seconds to go in the period. Canucks take it away, but don't clear it. Wells, 3 seconds to go in the period. Pass in front, broken up and cleared to center as time runs out in the second period. So we had a scoreless second period. Kings still leading 1-0 on a first period goal by Dean Kennedy. And in a couple of moments, Nick will Kings lead it 1-0.
Third period action. Here's Bob.
Both teams at full strength. Puck is in the King zone. Here's Robitaille bumped against the boards now. He tries to get it loose, and he does to Dion. Kings moving right to left. Dion to Butsy Eriksson. Eriksson throws it on the right side. Tried to hit Ledyard, but it's tipped away back out to center ice. Eriksson with it again. Shoots it into the Vancouver zone. Third period just underway. Kings leading 1-0. Puck comes to Eriksson. Right wing corner. Tried to give it in front to Robitaille, but right there to break it up was Jim Benning of Vancouver. He sent it back out to center ice. Kings with it again. Pass by Ledyard out of the reach of Robitaille. Comes to Lidster. Lidster back behind his own net. His pass up the right side to Tony Tanti. Tanti sweeps it out to center ice now. Taken by Spreeko. He drives it into the King zone, and back behind the net goes Robitaille. Drops it off on the left side to Mark Hardy. Hardy in the King zone, couldn't clear it at the blue line. It's held in by Sundstrom. He lifts it high in the air over the King net to Sandlak. Sandlak tipped it, but then Dion cleared it to center. Taken away by the Canucks, Michel Petit. He drives it in, and a save off the chest of Melanson. Kings Mark Hardy with it up to Tiger Williams on the left wing. Williams couldn't clear it. Hardy tries to. He gets it to Williams. Now in front of the King bench. Here's Tiger Williams to the red line. Tiger flips it into the Vancouver zone. He runs into Dave Bruce, and Bruce sends Tiger Williams flying. Puck comes to Michel Petit. Petit gives it away to Fox, right side. Fox to Nichols in front, tipped away by the goaltender Brodeur. It never got over to Bernie Nichols.
Yeah, Fox was forced to go down low and deep, and he lost a passing or a shooting angle, and Brodeur just stepped out and blocked the pass.
Now here's Fox down the left wing side into the Vancouver zone. Stop and start. He cuts in deep, centered behind the net, taken away by Garth Butcher. 18:15 to go in the game. Kings ahead 1-0. Here's Hodgson sending it to center to Smeel. Smeel's pass back to Tambellini. Out of his reach. It comes in deep, and the goaltender Melanson sweeps it behind the net over to Dean Kennedy. Kennedy's got the only goal of the game so far tonight. Kings lead it 1-0. Canucks take it away at center ice. Here's Lidster's pass, broken up, but he got it back again. Now he gives it away to Duchesne. Duchesne for the Kings. Sends it in front of the net. Now it comes to Lukovic down the middle, but he can't get a shot off. He gets knocked down as he tried to come down the middle, and he got knocked down by Dave Richter. Canucks clear it to center. Kennedy back to tip it away, but Barry Peterson picks it up. Peterson at center ice for Vancouver, passes back into his own zone to Richter. Now ahead to Lidster. Here's Lidster to the King line. Lidster down the left side, rolls it in deep, and Dean Kennedy takes over. Kennedy plays it around the boards on the left wing, but it's out of the reach of Lukovic. Out to center ice, taken by Richter. Richter's pass off the boards, taken away by Kennedy. Up on the right wing to Taylor. Taylor ahead to Carson, right wing, he shoots, and a glove save. Oh, we have seen a couple of great glove saves by Richard Brodeur, the Vancouver goalie. 1-0 Kings. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. Comes to McKenna, right wing side. He put it behind the net to Sykes. Sykes wraps it around. He couldn't jam it in. Sykes again, he scores! Phil Sykes. Phil Sykes with his own rebound, and his mom and dad here tonight in the crowd of the Forum, and they gotta love that. Sykes went behind the net, trying to wrap around. Brodeur sliding to his left made the save, but there was the rebound for Phil, and he flipped it up high into the net, and the Kings lead 2-0.
Just his second goal of the season, and Phil had gone 22 games between goals. And he picks a great time, and the Kings have a little insurance. Sykes with his second of the season at 2:50 here in the third period. Sean McKenna will pick up the assist, and again the checking line, Bourne, Sykes, and McKenna won the faceoff, worked the puck down low, and a great effort by Sykes, and that goes without saying as he picked up his own rebound.
Now the Canucks start out of their own zone. Pass up to center ice goes to Rich Sutter. He's bumped by Jay Wells at center ice. Puck in the King zone taken by Ledyard, but held in at the blue line as Peterson takes it away. Brent Peterson, he sends it into the corner. Wells over to pick it up. Here's Wells for the Kings. Ahead to center. It bounces off the right wing boards to Bob Bourne. Bourne in deep. McKenna's in front of the net. Bourne, Vancouver zone. Right wing side. Bourne still with it. Bourne back to the blue line. He sends it left side to Hardy. In deep, he shoots. Pass in front. Score by Phil Sykes. Well, Phil just had to get the range and find out what it's like to score, but Hardy made a great move. He had a lot of room. He faked the shot and gave it to Sykes, who was behind the goaltender with an open net to put it in. And the Kings lead 3-0.
Hardy fakes the shot. He saw Sykes all alone behind everybody, and a gimme for Phil Sykes. 2 goals in 42 seconds for Sykes, his second and third goals of the season. Hardy and Bourne will get the assist. A great play, a great effort by Bourne to start the attack through center ice. 3-0 Kings with 2 goals, again 42 seconds apart.
Bob Bourne with the other assist. He made a nice play to get it over to Hardy. Now here's Hardy of the King line. 3-0 Kings, 16 minutes to go in the game. Hardy drives it into the Vancouver zone. Boy, Sykes was so far behind Brodeur that when he got the puck, he couldn't miss that one. All he had to do was put it in the wide open net. Puck taken by the Canucks now into the King zone. Here is Skriko at the right point. His pass left side, a lot of room for Benning, but he doesn't shoot. Then he flips it wide of the net. Puck is back behind the King net. Loose puck taken by Skriko. Skriko still with it now. Cut off by Eriksson. Skriko around the right side. He tried to give it to Lidster, off his stick, out to center ice.
Well, now, Bob, of course, the emotion is really playing a part in this game from the Kings standpoint, but they can afford even more so to just play patient, play very cautious inside their blue line, because all the pressure now is on Vancouver.
Yeah, they've got to open it up a little bit now and give the Kings a little more room and some more opportunities, they hope. 3-0 Kings, third period. Pass taken by Bernie Nichols. He cleared it out to center ice, broken up by Michel Petit of Vancouver, and he drives it back into the King zone. Taken behind the net by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy plays it up the left side to Tiger Williams. Williams tried to clear it, couldn't do it. Dave Bruce of Vancouver holds it in. He drives it behind the net, taken away by Duchesne. He clears it out to center ice. Canucks with it again. Petit fires it right back into the King zone. 14:45 left to go in the game. Kings now with a 3-0 lead and some breathing room over the Vancouver Canucks. Kings looking for their first win of the year over the Canucks. Kings would like to break a 2-game losing streak that they're in right now. Puck driven back behind the King net. Fox with it. Plays the boards on the left wing to Tiger Williams. Here's Tiger. He sends it over to Kennedy. Kennedy comes across the King line. He gives it to Tiger Williams at the blue line. Williams takes a shot. He got hooked from behind. Puck taken away by the Canucks. Back down the right wing, Jim Sandlak. He gives it now to Lidster. Lidster over to Benning, left wing. He shoots wide to the left side. Puck comes out to the right point. Smeal with it there. He holds it in, but it's taken away by Grant Ledyard. Ledyard for the Kings. He shovels it up to Fox. Here's Fox at the red line. He flips it down into the Vancouver zone. 14 minutes left to go in the game. Canucks come back to center. Lead pass to Barry Peterson, broken up by Ledyard, over to Tiger Williams. Williams, left wing, Vancouver zone. Williams, his pass right through in front of the goaltender Brodeur, who poked it away. Puck taken by Barry Peterson. He tried to clear it, but it bounces up to the blue line and now brought to center ice. Canucks with it into the Kings zone. Tamboline drops it to Smeal. In front, he shoots, and a save by Melanson. Smeal with a good opportunity, and he had a lot of room. Kings come back. Lukowicz ahead to Taylor. Taylor across the blue line, right wing. Lukowicz heads for the net. Taylor is taken out of the play by Petit, and the Canucks slap it to center ice and all the way down to the Kings zone. We're going to get icing against Vancouver here. Redmond back to touch it. 3-0 Kings. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
1872, so a little breathing room for Ralph.
What a nice play by Hardy, though, on that goal.
Super play. And Bourne really set it up.
Now Sykes looking for the hat trick. He holds it in the Vancouver zone. But wouldn't that be something? Now on the Sykes with it. In the slot. He shoots, and a save by Brodeur. And Sykes got knocked flat on his back, and the Canucks come out 2-on-2. Up to center ice. Skriko to Tanti. Tanti across the line. Left wing to Skriko. Trying to get around Redmond. Can't do it. Tanti with it for Vancouver. He throws it in deep. Kicked out to center ice by Phil Sykes. Back into the Vancouver zone. Tanti up to center ice now on the right wing. Here's Sundstrom into the King zone against Duchesne. Sundstrom bumped by Duchesne, and he takes him into the glass. Puck taken by Tony Tanti. Tanti bumped into the boards by Duchesne. Sundstrom digs it out. Duchesne checks him again. Now gets help from Kennedy. Boy, Steve Duchesne all over the Canucks at the left point. Benning with a shot and a save by Melanson. What a save Rollie made on Smeal moments ago, Nick, because Stan had a lot of time. Now the puck at the right point. Lidster with a drive deflected wide. Loose puck taken by Dean Kennedy for the Kings. Ahead to center to Robitaille. Luke knocks it down. Comes across the line. In for long. And a pass over to Dion. He scores! What a beautiful play by McKenna. First Robitaille gave it to McKenna, and McKenna, number 10 of the Kings, came right down the middle. He had time to shoot, but in the last second, he deals it off to the left side to Marcel Dion on the backhand, right underneath the legs of Richard Brodeur, and the Kings lead 4-0.
Well, some great passing plays by the Kings. McKenna gets Brodeur to commit just a little bit to his left, and Brodeur had to open up his legs when the pass came across, and Dion went right into the 5-hole for his 17th goal of the season at 7:59. So the Kings with 3 goals in 5 minutes 9 seconds here in the third period, and they're up 4-0.
Now at center ice here, Jim Fox, he sends it in. 4-0 Kings, and I'll tell you, some of the prettiest goals you'll ever see. Now behind the Vancouver net, here's Nichols around in front to Ledyard, and off his skate as he came down the slot. Puck taken by Sandlak. 2 by Sykes, 1 by Dion here in the third period.
And again, the Vancouver Canucks have scored 3 goals or fewer in 31 of their 43 games. Offense definitely is the problem, and the Kings just waiting for those breaks, and they're getting them now. A 2-on-1, a 3-on-2.
2-line pass called against the Vancouver Canucks. We got a note here. Could you please say hi to Stacy from Steve? He's watching on Prime Ticket, and say that I'm thinking about it. Well, Steve, keep your mind on the game, huh? 4-0 Kings with 3 goals in the third period, and they have been things of beauty.
Phil Sykes with his 5th career 2-goal game. He has never had a hat trick. Sykes last year with his career best for the Los Angeles Kings. Of course, this year he's been used predominantly in a checking role, but last year he had 20 goals.
Isn't it nice with Mom and Dad here to all the way from Dawson Creek to watch Phil, and he comes up with a couple of goals. Now he's going for the hat trick. He's got 11 minutes left to get it. Puck taken by Kennedy ahead to center. Here's a 2-on-1. Carson to Lukowicz. Over to Lukowicz and just tipped away, and the Canucks come back. Up to center ice. Here's Lidster. Lidster to Barry Peterson. Across the line. Peterson now to Tambellini with a drive, and it's high off the glass. Puck comes out to center ice. Taken now by Stan Smeal. Kings are home next Monday night. New York Rangers are here, and there are tickets available. Forum box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Puck is tipped up to center ice to Jimmy Carson. He's got Taylor and Lukowich with him. Carson across the line to Taylor. Taylor shoots, deflected off the skate. Lukowich with it. Left wing side, Vancouver zone. Lukowich in the slot. His shot knocked down. Puck comes over to Carson, right wing corner. He flips it back in the left wing corner to Taylor. Vancouver zone. Here's Taylor. Bumped hard there by Lidster. Puck is taken by Benning, and he clears it out to center ice, and Redmond back to get it. Redmond drives it right back into the Vancouver zone. Chased down by Lidster behind his own net. 10 minutes left to go in the game. Kings 4, Canucks nothing. Pass down the left side into the Kings zone. We're going to get an icing call against Vancouver here as the Kings touch it. So the Kings lead it 4-0, and we'll be back here at the Fabulous Forum. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
It's Kenna up front with him.
Now the puck in the Vancouver zone. Sykes tips it away from Petit. Petit against the boards. Sykes digs it out behind the net. Sykes still with it. He's bumped by Petit, thrown down to the ice, and a pass in front. Actually, a shot by McKenna tipped away. He gets tackled. Penalty to Vancouver. Holding against Dave Richter. They should have had one for knocking Sykes and throwing him down to the ice behind the net, and they got away with that. So now, Big Dave Richter goes into the penalty box. 6'5", 220 pounds, out of the University of Michigan.
Well, again, that effort around the net by Sykes and McKenna, spinning off some checks and some bumps and bruises, and Richter got caught for holding as the Canucks were going to clear
against Barry Peterson. 9:38 to go. The attendance tonight, 9,010. 9,010, and they've been roaring here in the third period. Kings with it at the blue line. Ledyard, his pass broken up. Canucks come back. They got a 3-on-3 up to center ice now. Brent Peterson down the right wing to Barry Peterson. His shot is wide to the right. Rebound off the boards to Dion. He's got a goal tonight. He comes to center on the right wing. Dion into the Vancouver zone, the trailer Robitaille. Dion to Robitaille, shooting wide to the left side. Rebound to Wells. Wells at the left point. Slides it along the blue line to Ledyard. Ledyard shot wide of the net to the right side. Behind the net, taken by Dion in front. Dion shooting, hit the side of the net. Rebound to Erickson. Erickson to the blue line to Wells. Wells fakes a shot, gives it to Erickson. Back to Wells, left point, right side. Ledyard shoots, tipped wide. Save made by the goaltender Brodeur, and the Canucks clear it to center ice and down into the Kings zone. 8:48 to go in the game. Kings leading 4-0. Puck taken by Petri Skriko in the Vancouver zone. He's ridden out of the play by Dion. Dion in the corner with Skriko. Dion kicks it loose to Fox. Back to the blue line. Shot by Ledyard. Saved by Brodeur. Off his stick up into the crowd.
Great job by Dion. Hesitation by Skriko cost him an opportunity, and a good opportunity, to clear the puck out as the Canucks tried to kill the penalty, but Dion just kept ramming himself towards Skriko, and he bumped him into the boards and then kicked the puck to Erickson, and then Erickson set up Ledyard at the far point.
I think I said Fox sent it back. It was Erickson who got it back to Links, won by Marcel Dion. And off the face-off in the Vancouver zone, the Canucks' Michel Petit tried to clear it, couldn't do it. Left point, Hardy with it. Hardy holds it in. He sends it behind the Vancouver net. Brodeur flipped it right on the stick of Lukowich. Here's Morris Lukowich for the Kings. To the blue line, right point to Redmond. Redmond to Hardy. Hardy left side. Nice soft pass to Carson. Backhander just wide to the right side. Hardy with another nice pass there, Nick. Puck is taken by the Kings. In deep, Taylor behind the net. Comes around the left side to the blue line to Hardy. Hardy with it. He waits. Passes down in deep to Taylor. Taylor in the left wing corner. Gives it to Jimmy Carson against the left wing boards. Carson in the circle. Tried to give it to Taylor. Tipped away. Canucks with it and cleared by Barry Peterson. 13 seconds left to go in the King power play. Here's Redmond. He gives it at the blue line of Vancouver to Lukowich, who drives it around the boards. Kings changing on the fly now. Puck comes toward Duchesne, but he has to get back in defense. Canucks with it. They're back at full strength right now. Poked away by Duchesne as he poked it away from Tony Tanti. Puck taken at center ice now by Doug Lidster. Lidster drives it into the King zone. Comes around in the right wing corner, chased down by Redmond. He drops it there for Nichols. Nichols pass deflects right back to him. Bernie still with it now. Plays it off the boards out to center ice. 7:15 left to go here in the third period. 4-0 Kings. Sundstrom at center, bumped by Nichols, but he gets a pass ahead into the King zone, broken up by Jimmy Fox. Fox trying to get away from Rich Sutter. Sutter tips it away over to Sundstrom. Right wing side penalty to the Kings coming up. Penalty against the Kings, Craig Redmond, I believe, at the blue line. Canucks hold it in. Lidster sends it behind the net. Kings intercept. Penalty for tripping against the Kings. 4-0 Kings. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles
For a while.
All right, Kings trying to kill the penalty now, preserve the shutout. It's 4-0 in favor of the Kings. Pass in deep in the left wing corner to Sandlak. He gives it back on the left side now, and a pass over to Lidster. Went off his stick as he came down the right side. Here's Dan Hodgson with it. Hodgson for the Canucks to the blue line to Tambellini. Shooting and a stick save by Melanson. Rebound to Hodgson. Left wing side to Tambellini. Shoots again. Another save by Melanson. Rebound to Sykes, and he can't clear it. Lidster at the right point. Lidster for Vancouver to Tambellini. He shoots. Save again, and a beauty in the glove of Melanson. And a scrap right in front of the King goaltender, which erupted just as Melanson picked that shot out of midair.
Yeah, and one of the Canucks just got bowled over by 3 Kings players.
Phil Sykes is...
Yeah, 3 Kings just manhandled one of the Canucks. It might have been 25, Dave Bruce, but Sykes certainly has been a factor here in this third period. And we'll get a penalty or two, I would think. Penalties at 13:39. Again, the Canucks setting up Tambellini. Middle of the ice, Tambellini takes the shot. It's a good low drive. Melanson saw it all the way. He makes the glove save. He holds on. We get the whistle. Then Bruce comes in and wants to get involved. And he threw a punch, actually, at either Sykes or Duchesne. And that's when Sykes, Duchesne, and another King just kind of gang tackled Bruce and dumped him to the ice.
To number 25, David Bruce. Los Angeles penalties to number 7, Phil Sykes. They each received double minors for roughing. Time of the penalties, 13:39.
So Phil Sykes and Dave Bruce have been upset with each other all night, but Phil so far has had the
power often. Melanson has come up with the big saves.
Canucks win the draw. They're still on the power play for another minute 25. Tambellini sends it over on the left side. Canucks with it, trying to break the shutout. Pass in deep, tipped away as Rich Sutter goes behind the net. He comes into the right wing corner. Sutter bumped there, spins away, gets it now to Sandlak. His pass to the left point, held on the line by Tambellini. Down the left side to Dan Hodgson. Hodgson with it, left wing circle, pass over to Lidster, tipped away. Lidster with it again. Lidster checked by Taylor. Lidster gives it to Hodgson, top of the slot. Hodgson with it, now Nichols in front of him. Up the middle, shot by Lidster. Blocked and over to Hodgson on the left side. Hodgson with it in the left wing circle. Pass in deep to Sandlak, his shot tipped away. Loose puck, Hodgson with it in deep now. Back over the left side. Sandlak fanned at it, taken by Lidster. Lidster to the right point, Tambellini. Shoots, saved by Melanson. Down on his knees, he made the save. And Taylor clears it into the Vancouver zone. 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Craig Redmond.
A timely clear out because Duchesne was really hurting after blocking that shot. He was not moving very well.
Now on the right side, here's Smeal. Smeal sends it in to Peterson. Barry Peterson back behind the King net. Taken away from him by Ledyard. Peterson gets it back, but his pass to the blue line gets by Jim Benning. Warren chases it out to center. Canucks with it again. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Down the left side, Michel Petit into the King zone. Ledyard takes it away, and on his backhand can't clear it. Barry Peterson, top of the slot. Peterson shoots, and a stick save. Kings are back at full strength. Here's Smeal into Skriko. Skriko, left wing side. Skriko bumped in the King zone by Ledyard. Loose puck taken by the Canucks. Barry Peterson centered it, broken up, and cleared by Sean McKenna.
5 shots on goal for the Canucks on that power play.
4:36 to go in the game. Kings lead at 4-0. They had a 1-0 lead coming into the third period when they got 3 goals in 5 minutes and 9 seconds. Kings with it up to center ice. Here's Luc Robitaille. Robitaille with the fans chanting Luke, Luke, and they go offside at the Vancouver line. 4-0 Kings. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. Garth Butcher. 4:09 to go in the game. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon on radio and TV tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. Kings have a 4-0 lead. Trying for their first win of the season over Vancouver and widen that playoff margin. The reason these games in the same division are 4-point games, if the Kings get a win here tonight, they're going to be 13 points ahead of Vancouver. If Vancouver had won tonight, the Kings would have been only 9 points ahead of them. Now we have an icing call against the Kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's attendance.
Assists in a game. Kings in front 4-0. Third period. We've got 3:47 left.
In the King zone, Bernie Nichols starts to come out. His pass to the blue line, tipped out to center ice by Jim Fox. Nichols, Williams, and Fox up front. The Kings have Redmond and Hardy back on defense. Hardy gives it to Redmond. Redmond plays it up the right side to Fox. Fox to center ice to Bernie Nichols. Here's Nichols into the Vancouver zone, top of the slot. He goes to the right side. Nichols still with it, trying to give it to Fox, coming down the middle, broken up there by Patrick Sundstrom. Sundstrom ahead to Tandy. Tandy against Hardy, gets around him in front. Saved by Melanson, and then it's tipped over the right side to Bernie Nichols. Back to center comes Redmond. Redmond shoots it into the Vancouver zone. Kings have a 4-0 lead over the Canucks. 3 minutes to go in the game. Pass up on the right wing to rookie Jim Sandlak. Sandlak's pass tipped into the Kings zone, chased in by Hodgson and Ledyard. Ledyard plays it up to Taylor on the right wing. Taylor clears it out to center ice. 2:50 left to go in the game. 4-0 in favor of the Kings. Puck driven back down into the Kings zone and chased in by Jay Wells with Mark Crawford. Now Dan Hodgson in for the Canucks, but Ledyard kicks it over to Taylor. Taylor starts back out to center ice. Now on the left wing to Lukowicz. He shoots, hit the left goal post. He went for the short side, the stick side on Brodeur, hit the goal post, and a penalty to the Canucks coming up here.
I think they got Richter for cross-checking. He's complaining about the call, but the Kings wrapping this one up in excellent fashion with 3 goals in the third period to pad their 1-0 lead. Lead at 4-0, and Richter is going to the penalty box. 17:34 the time. Cross-checking is the call by referee Dan Merriwelli, and the Kings go on the power play for the 5th time.
2 minutes for cross-checking.
4-0 Kings. They had a 3-0 win over the
Vancouver has not been shut out this year, which was surprising because their offense just does not generate a lot of opportunities or goals. However, the last time they were shut out was about a year ago, February 21st, by Calgary, 4-0.
Barry Peterson at his own blue line sends it all the way down in the Kings zone with 2:15 left to go in the game. Kings, Jay Wells gets hooked. That should have been a penalty, but not now with 2:10 to go in the game, and Vancouver already 1 man short. Throw the rule book out. Down the right side, here's Ledyard across the blue line. He's tied up, and the Canucks clear it back out to center. 1:58 to go in the game. Remember, we'll have our post-game show. Nick will be interviewing our player of the game. Scores of other games around the league. Up to center ice, here's Dion down the right wing. He dropped it back to Robitaille. Robitaille up the middle to Hardy. Hardy, his shot deflected high off the glass. Robitaille on the right side. Kings trying to get another one. Up to the blue line to Redmond. Redmond fakes a shot, gives it to Hardy at the left point. Hardy with it. Kings ahead 4-0. Pass in front, tipped by Dion, saved by Brodeur. Puck picked up by Robitaille. Right wing side, up the middle to Redmond. Back to Robitaille. Robitaille into Dion. Right wing corner, back to Luke. Robitaille to the middle to Redmond. His shot, save made, and Dion gets knocked into the net by Lidster, and the net gets knocked off the magnets. So we have a pause. 1:21 to go in the game. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
This is the Prime Ticket Network saying aloha to our friend.
From the slot, knocked away, taken by Phil Sykes. He's looking for the hat trick to the blue line to Wells. Wells sends it behind the Vancouver net over to Bob Bourne. Bourne on the right side. Bourne still with it. Top of the right circle. Bourne shoots, save, rebound. Sykes was in front trying to get his stick on it. Now Sykes in the left wing corner. 1 minute to go in the game. Butcher checks Sykes. Here's Wells at the blue line. Wells gives it to McKenna. McKenna right side shot by Ledyard, kicked away, and Stan Smeal will bring it to center. Remember now, the Kings' next home game is going to be on a Monday night. That's a rare occurrence. The Kings at home on Monday. New York Rangers here. That's next Monday. Tickets available. Kings with it. Here's Bourne down the right side. Sykes is on the ice. Bourne drops it back to Ledyard. Sykes is in front of the net. Ledyard to McKenna shooting, blocked by Brodeur, and he covers up. McKenna with a good chance right in the slot between the circles. 30 seconds to go. Fans cheering now as McKenna skates up. Nichols will take the face-off in the Vancouver zone against Steve Tambolini, and the Canucks with it. Here is Jim Benning playing it up to center ice, and a check on Tambolini by Duchesne. Puck is taken by Dean Kennedy. Both teams at full strength. Here's Duchesne ahead now to Tiger Williams. Tiger drives into the Vancouver zone. Petit knocks it down. 12 seconds to go in the game, and the Kings will have the shutout. Here's Fox in front of Nichols. He shoots, and a save by Brodeur. 4 seconds to go. 3 seconds. It's maybe a shutout. Shot saved. The game's over. The shot was from center ice by Jim Benning. A long attempt at the end of the game to break the shutout, but they couldn't do it. Rollie with his first shutout as a King, second in his career, the Kings' second shutout of the season. They shut out Pittsburgh here earlier, 3-0, and now we have a little flare-up of tempers out at center ice at the end of the game. Or maybe the players are just discussing the Kings coaching situation. Who knows? Anyway, that's broken up now. The Kings win it 4-0. Vancouver Canucks. We'll be right back here with the Forum. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.